Are you crazy? Or are you just mad?
Hello. And welcome to the Mad Musicians Against Depression podcast, where we discuss the latest news, research and hot topics surrounding mental health. I'm Thomas Maher, and I'm joined in studio by my beautiful co-host, award-winning singer, songwriter and presenter, Indiraa.
Yeah. Indiraa, all that bullshit we spoke about you in that headline introduction.
It's all lies.
It's all lies, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all lies.
Yeah.
It's funny what people will believe these days, isn't it?
I know, I'm only beautiful when they Photoshop and use filters
Now
and
they're using
shit.
AI.
And
It's
AI.
gone so bad now they're even using AI.
I know.
What's the world coming to? Yeah?
I don't know. But then,
Yeah.
if they showed it the way it is, then I'd have no followers.
Well, you'd be locked up, wouldn't you? No, not true. Welcome,
You
Indiraa.
just don't like me anymore.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. I don't mind. I don't mind.
Hello, Indiraa. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You know. How fine are you?
I'm fine as the sun that shines.
You like fine art?
No, I'm fine as the shine that shines and finds and shines.
And it's
The
shining
sun's-
lovely, isn't it?
It's so nice today.
Yeah, it's lovely. Yes. Welcome, folks, to another episode of the Mad Podcast, episode number 46, season 2. Yeah. Hay Fever season 2.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Honestly, you've really struggled, haven't
It's
you?
been bad for me, I have to say. It's been bad. Some really bad days, some okay days. No days where I haven't had it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been horrible. What the hell is that on the wall? Is that a creepy crawly? It's like, what is that?
Ugh,
Caterpillar. We've got a caterpillar
I
on the
think
studio
it's a
wall.
snake.
No, yeah, it could be a snake, yeah.
It's a baby snake.
I'll have to put him in the Hoover now.
Oh no.
No, I'll take him out after the show.
Ooh.
For dinner. Hello. What's going on, Indiraa? Tell us quickly now. Come on, you got a barbecue going on tonight. You've just set the charcoals going.
Yeah.
You set it alight.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many people's coming around for your barbie?
Just my friends, couple
Close
of
friends,
them.
yeah?
Just 2 of them.
You
There's
having them
no
around?
one-
You're going to have them for the barbecue tonight?
Not on the barbecue, at the barbecue. It's good though. It's nice. We're going to just have
Chill.
not a big group. So
Chilly Willy.
it's actually easier because then you kind of enjoy it a bit more. When there's a lot of people, I'm just stuck getting upset trying to get everything in order. You know
too
how
much.
I am.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah,
And as you get older, you want to do less. Less is actually more.
exactly.
Innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Just want to relax and do it nicely. See, what have you got? You got the Wagyu burgers,
Yeah.
chicken thighs.
And I've got some,
I didn't know chicken play with thighs, did it?
they do. And then I've got some steak in pepper.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good because I've put the tenderizer and stuff on it. So it's
Wow.
really soft, yeah.
Lovely.
And some corn on the cob.
Corn on the cobbine.
Yep.
Your guests are going to be spoiled, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But then you'll come in the morning and get some anyway,
I'll be
no?
spoiled in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone's going to get spoiled.
Yeah.
I never miss out.
And there's chuki. There's chicken in Mongolian barbecue sauce.
Ooh, Mongolian. I don't think I've ever had that.
Yeah, it's nice though.
That
It's
sounds
quite-
delicious. That does.
That's a bit spicy, but nicey, yeah.
Spicy but nicey. We like spicy but nice, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so after all that shite we've been talking to, so how's your week been anyway?
It's good.
You've been
It's
good?
Yeah, it's
And
all good.
Smelton's getting bigger, isn't he?
Oh, jeez. He's just
Getting very
biting
naughty.
and biting and biting and chewing me. He chews me and he's not listening to me. So he's on tomorrow's discipline day for him.
Yeah. You got him treats to train him, haven't you? Mm-hmm. And how's he getting on? He's treating you well, is he?
No, he's really naughty. I'm a bit concerned.
Oh, little Schmelton. He's so cute, that boy.
Yeah, but he's not listening to me.
What is he now, 9 weeks?
Yeah, on
Wow.
Sunday, yeah.
Oh, he's a big boy already. Big boy with a big attitude, so he is.
Yeah,
In he.
unfortunately, yeah.
In he. So we've got some exciting new research this week, haven't we?
Haven't we?
From the mental health news.
Yeah, multiple health conditions.
What have you got?
Well, multiple health conditions that are linked with high depression risk.
Ooh,
So, yeah.
and I've got new brain network discovery could revolutionise depression diagnosis. That's interesting, isn't it?
Very interesting.
And of course we got our D. it is. A former intelligence officer claimed this photo showed a flying saucer. I have to show it to you because it's fantastic. Yeah. It looks like a flying saucer.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like a saucer and it's flying.
You know, in India, in the south of India, we have a thing called idli, which is made of rice.
Gridley.
And it looks just like a flying saucer.
Does it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a flying saucer.
Yeah.
But you eat it.
You eat it and is it good? Yeah. Is it UBG or UFO?
UBG is?
You're unbelievably good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
It's
one,
UBG then,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to start today, Indiraa. You
Good.
got a problem with that, have you?
Not at all.
Good. Let's keep it that way, shall we? Okay. New brain network discovery could revolutionise depression diagnosis. In a comprehensive genomic press commentary published today, researchers have identified what could be the first reliable biomarker for depression risk, potentially transforming how this devastating condition is identified and treated. The commentary examines recent findings demonstrating that individuals with depression consistently exhibit a functionally enlarged salience network compared to non-depressed controls.
What is a salience?
Yeah, a salience, I think, is what a network of brain cells, a grouping of brains, if I'm correct. Distinctive brain connectivity pattern, exactly, that's what it is. The salience network, a neural system responsible for attention allocation and switching between different brain networks, appears to be functionally twice as large in people with depression as in those without the condition. This finding, highlighted in the commentary by researchers at the University of Ottawa and University of California, San Francisco, builds upon groundbreaking research published in Nature by Lynch et al. This characteristic brain connectivity pattern was observed consistently across individuals with depression, suggesting its potential as a depression biomarker. The salience network, comprising the frontoinsular cortex, dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, amygdala and temporal poles, plays a crucial role in reward processing and regulating the switch between the default mode network and frontoparietal network.
I need to go to university to understand this one.
There's a lot of intellectual jargon going on here, isn't there? Yeah, just while I'm reading it out. Potential for early identification and intervention. Depression affects millions worldwide, yet remains poorly diagnosed and predicted despite significant advances in mental health awareness. The World Health Organization identifies depression as a leading cause of disability globally, with many cases going undiagnosed until symptoms become severe. That is very true. The commentary authors highlight how this biomarker could transform depression management by identifying those at risk before they experience the full impact of depression. We can intervene earlier, leading to lasting improvements in their quality of life, noted Katerina Palasek from the University of Ottawa's Faculty of Medicine. Early detection has been proven to support remission in those with depressive symptoms and decrease the likelihood of progression to treatment resistance. This could ultimately lessen the chances of relapse, shorten periods of remission and longer depressive episodes. What factors might trigger an expanded salience network in those predisposed to depression? Does this pattern appear in other mental health conditions with overlapping symptoms? These questions represent important next steps for researchers in understanding the implication of this discovery. Understanding mechanisms behind the network expansion. The researchers proposed 3 potential mechanisms underlying this salience network expansion. Compensatory neural changes. The enlarged network could represent a compensatory response based on increased usage of this network in individuals predisposed to depression. Genetic predisposition. There may be genetic factors contributing to the development of an enlarged salience network in those who later develop depression. Relative expansion due to atrophy. The salience network might appear relatively enlarged as a consequence of atrophy in other brain regions that could predate depressive symptoms. While we observe similarities between regions implicating depression-related brain atrophy in the salience network, including the insular cortex and anterior cingulate cortex, there are also notable differences explained Dr. Ruben Carhart-Harris, co-author from the University of California, San Francisco's Well Institute for Neurosciences. This suggests complex interactions between various brain networks in depression that we're just beginning to understand. Wow. Depression is not a simple disease characterised by independently functioning brain areas or isolated neurotransmitter imbalances, noted the researchers. By record, it is a multifaceted condition with altered brain-wide connectivity that cannot be comprehensively understood through fragmented lenses. This suggests potential value in investigating how various established and novel depression treatments, including antidepressants, exercise, diet modifications, electroconvulsive therapy, ketamine, and psychedelics, might impact the cellular network's functional connectivity. Emerging research has found these approaches implicated in central nervous system plasticity, potentially affecting brain network connectivity. The commentary author suggests longitudinal studies tracking how the size of the cellular network evolves with different treatment modalities could provide transformative insights into whether external stimuli can modify this network and if these modifications improve depression symptoms. The peer-reviewed commentary review article in the Genomic Psychiatry titled "The Salience Network is Functionally Twice as Large in Depression, the First Biopressure Marker." Wow. So there you go.
I think it's very over-academic and a lot of research is being done in universities in America and all the universities, and now they're going to hold back on the money that's going into research. So all the research that's being done on these things is going to be null and void, and we'll be stuck with half-done research, which is going to be a big problem.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course it is a problem, but I think it's not the only problem, is it? It's just mental health research has been way behind anything else like heart disease and cancer for decades.
But imagine no research from now on because everything's going to be shut down. They're not giving all the...
Where are you talking about, America?
Yeah, and they're the main source for all these researchers, big universities.
Not necessarily. It's not a lot of institutional research goes on in the UK.
Hopefully.
UK is one of the big providers of mental health research.
I think this new structure of ours is difficult because it's very... I don't know if people would like to give us their opinions, but it's very... because the articles are quite heavy, it's really hard to understand. I'm finding it hard to understand.
Well, it is academic jargon. And the thing is, if you try and summarise, you're still only going to get the academic summary.
Yeah, that's true.
And then a lot of time you summarise it, you're not getting
any information
at all. Yeah, exactly. So it's unless there's a publication out there that really summarises it for the end user in a more informative and simplistic way.
So what if we read one article and break it down and discuss it so people get it? Because
how would you discuss that if you don't understand it yourself?
Yeah, that's a problem. We have to find a way to kind of maybe. I don't know.
Well, but I think that is the research. I mean, how do you simplify that in a way? You're talking about a part of the brain, a collective part of the brain that assimilates data and assimilates other responses from another part of the brain. So they're basically outlining it as it is. I mean, you can't change the name or terminology of it. I think there's no really simply way of doing it. They're just trying to obviously outline as it is the research. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but for people who don't understand anything about mental health, are going to find it difficult.
Well, I think it's good if all of you just read up on the same articles after we've read it to you and had a chit-chat. Then maybe when you read it, it makes more sense. Because I always find when I'm reading it over, it makes more sense to me. Because you take it in, like the one I'm about to do now, which is people with multiple long-term physical health conditions are at a significantly greater risk of developing depression, a study shows. I can understand that. Researchers...
One thing before you go on, just about that article you're talking about, but the headline, the answer is in the headline, right?
Yeah.
Look, it says the headline of the article is "New Brain Network Discovery Could Revolutionise Depression Diagnosis." So basically the answer is in that. They've discovered a network in the brain that's enlarged
depressed.
When people are depressed. So they've realised that.
And it's in the frontal cortex and somewhere else, they said.
What the hypothesis they found something that when people are depressed, there's a part of the brain that gets enlarged, and that's symptomatic.
A really good thing, because
so obviously,
then
if you have a brain scan or you can brain scan, that part is enlarged, you're going to know that someone's probably more than likely depressed. So basically what they're saying is this finding is going to revolutionise the future. That's really
good.
So that's all you need to know, really.
Yeah.
It's just like, the research itself goes into greater detail.
Okay.
Anyway,
so
what's the headline of your...
So mine is people with multiple health conditions linked to higher depression risk.
Mm-hmm.
So so here we go. People with multiple long-term physical health conditions are significantly greater risk of developing depression, a study shows. Researchers found that some combinations of illnesses, particularly cardiometabolic ones like diabetes, heart disease, they can double the likelihood of depression. I can understand that as well. Diagnosis with multimorbidity, when patients live with two or more chronic conditions, continuing to put pressure on the already stretched healthcare system. Experts say findings highlight the need to integrate care models that address both mental and physical health. So researchers from University of Edinburgh used data, there you go, Edinburgh, from more than 142,000 people in the UK biobank study to examine how physical illnesses interact the risk of depression, a condition that often goes undiagnosed in people managing long-term physical diseases. Yeah, you focus on the disease, you don't focus on what it's doing to your mental health, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Scientists use statistical clustering techniques to group individuals and their physical illnesses, profiles, and tracked how these clusters related to later diagnosis of depression. One group, which includes people experiencing the highest rates of physical illness, also showed the highest risk of developing depression. The group that had no single dominant illnesses had rather a complex mix of issues. But rather a complex mix of issues. They didn't have particularly one form of depression, or I presume they may. Mm-hmm. One group, which includes people experiencing the highest rates of physical illness, also showed a higher risk of developing depression. This group had no single dominant illness, but rather a complex mix of issues. Okay, got it. People with both heart disease and diabetes were also found at a high risk than those of chronic lung conditions like asthma and COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. So liver and bowel conditions also showed a noticeable link to depression, both in men and women.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, that is, isn't it? Women with joint and bone problems, that's me, guys, such as arthritis, particularly affected. But this pattern was not as prominent in men. Wow. In the highest, so I get all the shit then. In the highest risk groups, about 1 in 12 people develop depression over the next 10 years, compared with about 1 in 25 without physical conditions. God, that's so depressing for me. With the biological burden of illness may play a role, researchers say social and systematic factors could also help explain why physical multimorbidity leads to worse mental health issues. Now, Bruce Guthrie, a professor of general practice at the University of Edinburgh Advanced Care Research Centre, said healthcare often treats physical and mental health as completely different things. Yeah, they do. But this study shows that they need to get better at anticipating and managing depression and coupled with your physical problems. That is really true, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, Professor Mike Lewis, NIHR Scientific Director of Innovation, said...
What's going on here?
I don't know. Harnessing the power of data to understand the impact of chronic conditions is going to transform the way we treat patients in future. NIHR's research in the area is helping to paint a full picture of what patients are dealing with, rather than just focusing on the health condition at that time. That's it. Really. Yeah.
Well, look, that makes a lot of sense.
That's a really interesting one.
That makes a lot of sense to me, because I know I've had time when I've had a lot of pain, particularly if it affects my sleep, when I've had my hip problems and shoulders, when I had pain at nights when I couldn't sleep. It worsened my...
Yeah, you're in pain, absolute
I am pain. I'm pain in the bollocks, I am.
No, I mean, it is hard, because watching someone in pain as well, because you know it's the physical side that's bringing them down. And I know with me, when I've had physiological problems, I just have had the worst of my depression. And like anyone, I'm so dependent on my exercise to keep me happy.
It's going to exacerbate. If you've already got a mental health condition that's there, you're treating that, you're trying to manage it, then you get pain on top of that. Of course it's going to worsen it. It's obvious. I mean, it's logical even. And
then you can't exercise. There's the extra serotonin that you'd be pumping into your brain doesn't go there as well. So obviously one thing leads to another.
Yeah.
It's not fun, is it?
Of course. And then where it says if you have multiple problems, you imagine having a problem on top of a problem on top of a problem.
I think that's...
Yeah, death's door.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. Completely
yeah, that's a
logical.
Great article. That's a really, really good article.
Yeah, it's completely logical on that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, folks, we can't play any more music on this channel because
I know
Spotify, the pimply shite bags that they are. Are you
allowed to say that?
Yeah, I am, and I've just said it. They have taken down a few of our episodes because we have episodes with music by other artists on it. We're not allowed to play their music. So that's how pathetic the world has come. It's fine on YouTube but not on Spotify. So there we go, if anyone's wondering. So anyway, we have a Yes. Right, you ready for this?
Yes, sir.
A former intelligence officer claimed this photo showed a flying saucer. Can you imagine that?
An idly.
A gridley. In a small Capitol Hill briefing room amid talk of extraterrestrials and national security, a former intelligence officer held up a photograph he deemed worthy of the utmost consideration. This was taken by a civilian pilot, said Lou Elizondo, a former US Army counterintelligence officer turned UFO disclosure advocate. He squinted at the printout in his hands. You'd think this information would be important for somebody to look at. The grainy image appeared to show a disc-shaped, silvery object floating high above the arid expanse of the American Southwest. Elizondo told attendees it could be anywhere from 600 to 1,000 feet wide. That's bloody big. That's a mothership type size, isn't it?
I'm doing the sound effects.
Actually, there isn't a sound effects. It must be silent. The sighting of the huge object, he said, had occurred at an altitude of 21,000 feet near the Four Corners region where Colorado, Utah, Arizona and New Mexico meet. The moment came on Thursday during a panel hosted by the UAP Disclosure Fund. UAP, Unidentified Anomalous Phenomenon, if you didn't know, is another less charged UFOs. Term for UFO. I hate this UAP crap. The UAP Disclosure Fund is a political advocacy group lobbying for full declassification of government UFO data. Alongside Elizondo sat Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb.
A pervert?
Yeah, he was a pervert, actually. You know him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Republican Representative Tim Burchett and Anna Paulina Luna, and nuclear physicist Eric Davis, who made his own claim that there are 4 alien species who have visited Earth: Greys, Nordics, Reptilian and Insectoid. Wow. Elizondo's presentation was meant to reinforce the idea that aliens are among us. Instead, it unravelled within hours. The photograph quickly made its way to Reddit, where users in the UFO-friendly and aptly named Our UFOs forum took a closer look. One member, Matt Perkins, 86, compared it to a satellite imagery and pinpointed the spot near Colorado Springs. The supposed UFO, it turned out, matched the shape and arrangement of 2 adjacent perfectly circular crop fields.
Oh no!
Notably, the darker of the two fields appeared as a shadow under the brighter one, an optical illusion caused by their arrangement and lighting. Not even a crop circle, one user scoffed. Just regular crops in a circle. Okay, we go. So that was a bit of a spoof, wasn't it?
Ah, that's depressing.
Yeah, that quickly got spat on, didn't it?
No.
Yeah, it did. I feel sorry for Alexander because he's very good, Louis. Louis Alexander is very, very good. He's very credible, but this time
pervert, right?
But this time he got his bubble burst.
Oh, I'm sorry, Louis.
Sorry, Louis. That's bad one. That one. Slap him on the hand. Look.
Oh,
there we go.
Did that hurt my baby?
He needs to do a little bit more research before he goes out with that kind of stuff.
Did that hurt my boo-boo?
Terrible, yeah. Terrible. Your guests are going to be here, aren't you?
They are already there.
They're here. Okay, folks, we'll have to leave it at that because we have things to do. It's lovely weather out there. We've got a barbecue going on. We got mouths to feed and puppies to pee in the kitchen and clean up after them and Puddletons, cute little Puddletons and all that stuff going on.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, we have all that to do. So until next time, folks, from myself and the wonderful Indiraa,
Bye.
Well, folks, on that note, that's where we're going to leave it for today. Hope you've enjoyed the show as much as we have, and we look forward to bringing you more of the latest news and hot topics surrounding mental health on our next show. Remember, new episodes of the Mad Podcast drop every Sunday at 6 p.m. Episodes are available to listen to on Spotify, Apple Music, and of course, the Musicians Against Depression website, an online toolbox that contains a wealth of information, essential reading, and links relating to mental health. As always, if you or someone you know would like to join the conversation, either in studio or remotely, email us at musiciansagainstdepression@gmail.com or visit the MAD website at www.musiciansagainstdepression.uk for further info. All links, including social media, are provided in the show notes. And remember, no problem in life is insurmountable, and help is just a conversation away. Until the next time, from myself and the wonderful Indiraa,
take care.